What's going on, guys? Perbella here, bringing you some Far Cry 3 multiplayer. Figured why the hell not, because this is the game I've been investing most of my time in recently. I've been playing the crap out of it, as you guys are probably aware of since my last videos that I've released of Far Cry 3, where I talked pretty much about survival mode and my impressions of the game and so on and so forth, and my general interest in it and all that kind of stuff, and how I was pretty much incredibly happy with this game. I think it's one of the best games of the year, hands down. And now I'm going to cover the multiplayer part of it, the portion that most people tend to delve into right away, because multiplayer is one of the huge things that most people enjoy. However, for those of you guys who are actually going into this game for multiplayer, I would strongly advise that you look somewhere else. Not because the multiplayer is horrible, but because it might not be what you're expecting. It is actually pretty fun, it is entertaining, but unfortunately there's no dedicated servers. It's peer-to-peer connectivity and all that crap, so like there's a lot of host migration, all that random bullshit, and this is a PC game I'm talking about right here, that these issues are present, and it's kind of annoying. It actually kind of takes away from the experience, because there is a lot of potential here, especially the game type I'm playing right now, which is Firestorm, which is basically you have to go and try to start fires. Oh. You know, you need a genius to figure that one out, but you gotta go into the enemy barrels and all that crap and stab a hole in it and throw a lighter on it and start a firestorm. You gotta go capture a radio tower or some shit and hold it for as long as you can, because if the enemy manages to hold it before you do, then they'll call in a plane that'll fly overhead and put the fire out, and then your firestorm's done. You have to redo it over and over again, so on and so forth, you know. And it's a really interesting game type, and I haven't actually seen any game really do it like this ever, because it kind of suits Far Cry in a very good way, and especially with the fire mechanics and the way the fire actually works in this game. It's really nice to see, especially when it's all graphically like ooh pretty and stuff, and burning things, searing flesh, you know, it just makes you kind of feel, hell yeah, this game is great. And they have a lot of nice little additions in the game that kind of make it unique to some extent. Like, they have battle cries, which are kind of like buffs, so whenever you get like a battle cry available to you, I don't know exactly how you acquire it, I'm pretty sure you just gotta kill people and gain a certain, kind of like a kill streak somewhat, and then you can just press the battle cry button, which is default is T, and then he'll just be like, scream like something crazy, and then everyone has like either more health or, you know, shit like that. Now, you may have seen it earlier in this game type where I got stabbed in the face from like 30 feet away. Now, they have takedowns in this game, which are kind of similar to the way takedowns work in single player, which is like you sneak up behind somebody, you stab them in the face and murder them right away with a melee weapon. It works the same way online, but you don't have to sneak up behind people. You can just stab them right in the face directly on. I haven't mastered that yet. I haven't figured that shit out at all, and it really annoys me and drives me insane when someone stabs me in the face when I'm pumping like 30 rounds through his chest. It's just like, what? Like all those memes you see on the internet of like Call of Duty making fun of the melee system, like he's getting bullets riddling him like crazy, and he just kind of like smacks him in the face with a knife and kills him, and that's how you feel. Pretty much, except it's even worse in this game at some point. It's definitely not abused in this game, but it does kind of sometimes like take you way out, like just takes you by surprise. You're like, what the fuck just happened? And you see like a sword, some ginormous blade like stabbing through your throat, and you're like, oh, okay, that's what happened. Great. They also have a pretty interesting kill cam that works in the multiplayer, which is basically kind of like shows you in a highlighted, like shell shaded, everything's blue but with white outlines showing you the characters and stuff, which you've probably seen a few times as I died already. And it kind of shows you like the bullet trajectory of the rounds the guy was firing out as they were, you know, tagging you, and shows you exactly what really gives you a detailed debrief on everything that just happened to you and how you died and all that. And it's actually really interesting. It's kind of cool to see that. Kind of gets annoying sometimes because you're like, I want to cancel kill cam. I don't want to see this shit. And it's there anyway, and it's really annoying. They have a revive system in the game where basically you have to spam E to stay alive, you know, that kind of thing, which works when your teammates aren't assholes and not reviving people, because they'll actually come back, you know, come near you and inject you with some nice methamphetamines, and, you know, you get up and ready to kill shit again. And I don't know, it's weird. Like, sometimes they just don't do it, and it's really frustrating, and it gets kind of annoying, and, you know, it's all player driven, right? You gotta play as a team, you gotta work together, and it's a nice mechanic, it works well, and that's basically what I'm pretty much talking about. That's pretty much at the end of that. You can, like, not press the button, and you'll die quicker, kind of like Gears of War, you know? It works very similarly in that aspect. Now, you level up your characters, and you can also level up your weapons. So you level up each individual weapon. Every weapon you unlock and level up actually gets you like more modifications and mods and attachments and stuff for it that are pretty neat. You can get like mods that make it so you have like super fast rate of fire. crazy ass recoil, stuff like that, or no minimum recoil but does like less damage and kind of things like that. Just something that'll modify the range and the damage and the handling and the mobility and all that kind of stuff. And they're kind of nice to have, and that has nothing to do with your attachments. So it's not like you put on a mod and it completely takes away your attachment. No, you can still have attachments on your weapon with the mods. The mod just alters the way the weapon actually handles. It's kind of like going and taking apart your weapon completely and then modifying it so that way it responds and acts a very specific way. It kind of acts like signature weapons in single player, which is kind of neat. And the attachments are unlocked via XP, I believe. I haven't really played the multiplayer that much to be like, oh, I know exactly everything on how you do this and how you do that. Like, it's very new to me still. It's kind of like a different concept, the way they went about doing stuff, and overall, it's pretty good. Like, I actually really think this game has potential, especially when it comes to making maps, multiplayer maps. You can edit maps, you can create maps, you can do all kinds of cool shit, and then people can play them online, and that's pretty interesting and great to me. I find that it makes multiplayer just that much better whenever you can actually have a thriving community that constantly makes content for everyone to play in. I remember just sitting down on Far Cry 2 back on the Xbox 360 before I got PC, before I really got into PC. I used to download a whole bunch of maps just to run around it and just to explore it because it was fucking awesome. Like, I remember seeing the Titanic remade perfectly. It was unbelievable how, like, accurately reconstructed it was. You know, all these crazy mountainous regions that are connected through, like, bridges and stuff, and just, like, all these crazy things that people can come up with that really revitalizes and kind of gives you a whole new outlook on the way the game can be played and how you can actually really... Your imagination literally can take you anywhere when it comes to map making in this game, which is kind of great. I'm running out of time in this video. There are a few other things I want to talk about, so I'll probably make a follow-up video on this one, continuing and talking a little bit more about actual multiplayer shit, because I've been kind of like rambling on different topics right now that weren't related specifically to something. But as you can see, cool shit's happening right now. Nice explosions and fire. And I'm not going to typically do what I do on my other video where I let the audio play. This is something I actually want to talk about, which you can see right here, which you can actually pick at the very end what you want to do. So the number one player on the enemy team will be the victim of the number one player on the winning team, and he gets to choose whether or not to do mercy or to punish him, and then you can actually choose what you want to be able to do. Like, this is a mercy one where he's clapping his hands all like, yeah, you're good, rock on. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to rate the video, comment the video, and subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Take care, guys.